Oh man, welcome back to the gray space, and we got another good one for you guys.
You already know. Make sure you subscribe to become part of the tribe. Do us right, hit that like and comment if you are rocking with the content. Now, our guest today is one of the dopest photographers, videographers, not only in the city, but in the country. He's buzzing. His style fuses modern with classic, sensual with exceptional, and sexy with classy. The prices are not down with this guy. They're up, and they're only getting higher. 3-time photographer of the year. Want to talk about that. From AZ to LA to Vegas and beyond. And he's also Chiefy G's dad. We got Polo Gibson in the building. What's good, my brother?
What's up, man?
Hey man, I'm gonna clap for that, man. That was an exceptional intro.
Hey, man, we gotta hit
with
that, man. Appreciate it, brother.
Hey, y'all, the podcast games gotta get their shit together, man. You know, y'all make a person feel real good. I was like, who he talking about, man? Yeah.
What's good with you, brother, man? Thanks for coming through.
Man, for sure. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah. It's been an eventful day for you, as we were talking about before we started.
Man, industry life is crazy, man.
I believe it. So you know, how's the weekend been going so far besides the craziness?
Man, the weekend's like it's been pretty good, man. I've been like trying to get everything together. We got this big video shoot that we doing for my artist TJ Too Cool out in Mexico tomorrow. Okay. Plus I had like 2 maternity shoots today, and I got another shoot after I leave here. So I'm just like grinding, you know what I'm saying? And then I got to pick up the Sprinter from the Turo and go get the artist from the airport, and yeah, so I got my hands full right now.
Okay, in the words of Monica, it's just one of them days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For sure,
just one of them days. You know what I mean? So man, let's get into it, man, because just after we kind of linked up, started talking about you getting on the show, did a lot of research, man, but it's nothing like hearing it from the person's soul and mouth, And what I say is that you have a style that's very, like I said, sexy but classy. It's a mix of things, right? But you had to get that from somewhere. And so let's talk about how you started in photography. You are originally from Chicago, correct?
Yep,
okay.
South Side.
Okay, so talk to us about that and your transition and eventually, coming to Arizona. And were you doing photography and videography out there already before you came out here?
Yeah, so like my life in Chicago was pretty much like just like in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I was one of them hood cats that like always knew it was something better than this. You know what I'm saying? Like the goal, like all my people around me had, just didn't make sense. It was like, yo, we gonna hustle, we gonna get this money, I'm gonna give me a girl, put everything in her name, I'm gonna be straight. I'm like, what happened when she leave your ass? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't make sense, man. Like, so like I always wanted to have my own. I've never been like no follower, so I never been the dude who was like, let me get a pack and let me work the block. I always like even if I was like selling plates, washing cars, cutting grass, like I always had my own hustle, and I was one of the person that was like, I like to work smart, you know what I'm saying, not hard. And like my OG was like, committed to like providing us with a better life, making sure that we were not products of our environment, you know what I mean? So it's like you step outside is gunshots, killing, crazy. You step inside, like even to this day, like I'm 35 now, and I still don't cuss in front of my mama. You know what I'm saying? At all. Dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk daily. Like, that's my like best friend. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that respect level. And even when I meet people, I'm like, "How you doing, ma'am?" "Yes, ma'am." Like, that's just something that was brought up in me. So like when I was growing up, like people be surprised when I say this. Me being from Chicago and growing up in the Jordan era, like I have never even put my feet in a pair of Jordans to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Why is that?
When I was a shorty, like all the kids used to be like having Jordans and shit, but like they was living like 8-9 kids in one bedroom, and they mama would buy them Jordans and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes
sense. To try to compensate for not being able to do nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like my OG was like, you don't need that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a necessity. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I got my own room, my own TV. I've had computers since I was like fucking 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? So she provided like those type of things, but she didn't see a reason for that. So it was like when I got in a position to get it myself, even when I was hustling, you know what I'm saying, doing real good, like it wasn't one of the things that appealed to me. Cause it was like, well, what's the point in like rushing out to be part of a group of like, 1,000 people at your school that all got the same shoes.
All got
you
the
know
same
what I'm saying?
shit.
Yeah. So I was always different, man. I always had my own little swag, and you know what I'm saying? And it just stuck with me, and it just taught me the importance of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, like even when I got older, it was like, I still have it. Yeah, it was no big thing.
Okay. I love it, man. So when did you officially start getting into, you like, man, I gotta give me a camera, get out here, and like, how did that come about? Because especially you coming from Chicago, right, and just outside looking in, like you said, it's either you trapping, you rapping, or you trying to hoop, or you trying to play football, you trying to do sports, like, and the creative side, I think, you know what I'm saying, is now starting to be kind of spread amongst the youngsters more now with social media and stuff, but we the same age, man. So I know it wasn't there for us.
Nah, hell no.
The same way. So what made you like, when did that come about?
So I actually like got like, so I can say I grew up in Chicago, man. Like my mom's made sure I stayed in school, graduated high school. After I graduated high school, I ended up like going to college, and I got like a little scholarship from UPS. Okay, where it was like they're gonna work your ass like a slave, and they're gonna pay for your classes. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I was doing that shit for probably like the first 2 years of like my undergrad. And then I was like, man, fuck this. Like I ended up getting hurt my back on the job, and then they send you to their fake workman's cop doctor that's like, oh, you straight.
Right, you're all right.
Yeah,
you're back
go
to
back.
work.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, man. So I stopped like doing that, and I got into like marketing, man. A lot of shit in my life happened by mistake, man. So I was driving, and this dude like ran a stop sign and smacked my car, and he just happened to be a salesman for a home improvement company. Oh, shit. And he ain't had no insurance. You know what I'm saying? Well, he was on a suspended license, something like that. He was like, yo, man, I'm messed up right now, but if I can look out for you, I can get you a job. I was like, motherfucker, you hit me. And you finna be
you trying to help me out? Right.
I gotta work. You know what I'm saying?
And it sounds like you going through it right now, too.
So he like, nah, man, it's an easy-ass job. You show up, it's from 9 to 1, 4 hours a day. And this is probably like 2005, 2006. He was like, you can get paid $13 an hour just sitting on your ass. He was like, and that's, he's like, I'm going to still pay you, but this way you'll be able to monitor me, and you know what I'm saying, you know I ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, fuck it, it sound easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 9 to 1 shit. I ain't gonna miss nothing on the block. By the time I get back to the block, it's like 1:30. Right. People just getting up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like I was like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I went and did it. And it was like cold call sales, you know what I'm saying? And I just had a gift at the shit, you know what I'm saying? It was that simple, like calling people every day and just be able to play on the phone and change your name and change your voice and shit like that. So like I was doing it, and like low key, like after 6, like I ended up being there for almost like a year and a half. Okay. But within like the first 6 months, I had cleared like $1 million in sales. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, because of that, like they give you part of the salesman club, and you get your leather jacket, and you get like 10% of whatever you sold. And I'm thinking like, damn, that's 100 bands. But then it's like the clause. You get paid after the last brick is done on each of the jobs, and it's been approved. And then on top of that, we have a quality assurance thing where we'll randomly pick a phone call to see if you said all the points, and if you didn't, then you don't get that commission. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm like, people find ways how to not pay you. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Intentionally. So I was like, I just thought about it like, bro, if I can make you motherfuckers $1 million doing some shit I don't know nothing about, selling roofing and kitchen improvement and shit like that, I know what I could do for myself. You know what I'm saying? So I just was like, fuck it, and just kind of left, you know what I'm saying? I took the knowledge I had and the knowledge that I had in school. And then by this time, it's like about 2008. This like when the first recession had hit. And like, man, George Bush had it fucked up for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like I ended up going to Madison, Wisconsin. And like coming from where I'm from, like that was like the graduation from the block. Like once you was hustling on the block and you pumped up enough, then we take you OT. You know what I'm saying? Where everything is triple the price, and you can make money there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I went out there, and I was like out in Madison, you know what I'm saying, hustling, but still stayed in school. Went out there, transferred, you know, to school out in Wisconsin. And I was hustling out there and shit like that. And it was like, I just seen so many of my guys getting like crazy numbers on the time that was getting caught. And like Madison, they got this shit they call truth and sentencing. So like they was giving motherfuckers like 980 months. And you like, hold up, how you gotta do some math to figure out like, damn, that's like 40 something years. You know what I'm saying? So like I was like, yeah, that wasn't looking right. So I was out there hustling. And like and it was crazy, man. Like the blueprint for hustling for us is like you go to a small town, you find one of the most popular people in the town that know the city, and like you link up with them and they basically your tour guide. Because like the most popular people in the city usually was like the basketball star or some shit. And they wasn't getting money. They was kind of just living off their fame. You know what I'm saying? So we would come in and get money. And then because of that, the locals start hating who ain't getting money now. You know what I'm saying? So situation happened where I had got into it with some guys and like, you know, shit escalated and he ended up getting like locked up, like breaking into one of my cribs, you know. So he got locked up. The police, he got the snitching. Like, man, Famo's well known, and he do this and he do that, and you know what I'm saying. So like the shit made the paper. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit! Like, cause he got caught dirty and was telling instantly, and the shit he said made the paper. Like my other name that people knew me as and shit. Oh wow! So I started to like not go to the crib. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I gotta get up out of the city, man. Like, what I'm gonna do? And then one day, like my boy went to my crib to go pick up my stuff for me, and he was on like the public transportation. He was on the bus, and like he went to my crib, hopped on the bus. Like all of a sudden, he said the bus got pulled over, and the police got on and walked to him like, "What you doing coming from 1550?" You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, they pulled the bus over? I was like, I'm gone. Like, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I shot to like Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? So
this was in Wisconsin at the time.
Yeah. Okay. So now it's like 2000, 2009 by this time. You know, I shoot to Minnesota. And in Minnesota, like my brother was a DJ. He used to throw after sets, like big crazy ass after sets with like fucking jerk chicken chefs and like big grills and like that was the thing, because at this time Minnesota was a dry state, so like it wasn't no liquor after 7 o'clock and they didn't sell no liquor at all on the weekends.
Oh, it was like a Utah or something like that. So
he used to kill them doing after sets. You know what I'm saying? Having liquor. And you know what I'm saying?
When you say after sets, what do you mean by that? Like after parties and shit? Okay.
Yeah. So the party would start at like midnight type of shit, 1 a.m, you know what I'm saying, and go to like 4, 5. Okay. You know, and it was like secret locations, you know what I'm saying? And he would do that, and like he was like doing real good within like the Jamaican scene and the rosters and shit like that.
For sure.
So like I was fucking with him, and then I started doing like internet radio. That's what like internet radio really had just started.
Yeah, for sure.
It was like this site called Stickum or Sickum or some shit like that in MySpace, and I just started hosting live while he was doing after sets. You know what I'm saying? So I started doing that.
That's fire.
And like it started picking up. You know what I'm saying? I started learning DJing and mixing and shit like that. And one day, like one of my guys, my cousin from the block, just happened to pop up at the after set. Okay. And he was in the streets, and he remembered me from being in the streets. He like, man, this what the fuck you doing, man? You tripping, man? You sit in the house playing on the computer all day?
Right.
Man, get your ass out here, get some money, man. So I'm back on the streets now. So now we back out there grinding, hustling. At the time, he was on like a pre-trial release. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So he had already he had caught a case, a Fed case. He had already accepted his sentencing, but it was an indictment, with like 13 people. So when you get a case like that, you get to stay on the street. If you got a low point system, you get to stay on the street until they basically convict the last person on your case. You know what I'm saying? So like he was out, just like, kind of knew he was going down. He already accepted his time. So we was just like partying every day.
Just doing his damn thing.
We just out partying every day. So I'm with him partying. We staying at his like different female cribs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then like one day, man, like just on some humbug shit, like he was getting some TVs put in his truck, and we sitting there on the block, and some dude was like, man, y'all got some weed? He like, yeah, I got some weed. So he gave him some bud and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And like, he didn't even sell weed. It was just our personal smoke sack. But he gave us the dude for like $10. I remember like the dude get to holding it up like, damn, this all I get for $10 on some cheap shit, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened the fucking police was going through the alley and see him holding the weed up. So then it's like, we hear it and they swerve on the car and they like, what y'all just give each other? And we like, huh? He like, man, when y'all give each other something? And we like, man, we know what you're talking about, officer. And like, literally the shit was like instant. Like, it had to be like 10 to 15 seconds later. And the K9 unit pulled up like, zoop, zoop. And so he was like, oh shit. So now we sitting there and like the officer walked to the car. He like, man, I don't need no K9 unit. I can smell that shit. Nigga ripped the center console up. Grab the weed, you know what I'm saying? Damn. And you know, I was fucking with my cousin and like his plug and his people, you know what I'm saying? So we was really just like finna bust a move, you know, so he had all the bread on him, you know what I'm saying? So they put it all on him, you know what I'm saying? This your car, you got all the money, you know what I'm saying? And when you on pretrial release, ain't no going to the county, your ass going straight to the feds to start your sentencing. You know what I'm saying? You already accepted your time, so he went straight to the feds. So now I'm just like, damn, I'm just out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't know what my brother was on at the time, you know, going back inside, doing house parties and shit, and just sitting in the house all day. I wasn't on that shit, you know, so I was like, fuck it. I just stayed out and just kept going to the club every day, you know, so we was in there popping bottles and acting crazy, but now I'm in there. They're like, you want your same section? Nah, I'm chill today, you know, I'm just here kicking and laying low, you know what I'm saying? I was doing that shit every day because I knew, like, all else fails, I got somewhere I could be until 1, 2 in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I might bump a female, might invite me to a crib, a house somewhere to stay the night. You know what I'm saying? If not, then I'll go to like the little after hour eat spot, stay in there till they close, leave there if I don't bump another female. You know what I'm saying? And then I would just ride the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like they had a bus that went from like one town to the next, like the longest like bus. Like if it was in Arizona, it'd be like from Glendale to Mesa.
Okay.
You know
what I'm saying? Okay.
So I would ride that to the end and back. And by this time, it's like 7, 8 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did every night, you know. And I kept going to the club and shit. And like, you know, eventually until they was like, man, you know, everybody in here. They like, man, you should just host a night, you know? So I was like, shit, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? So they gave me the opportunity to host a night. And back then, this is when like all the club flyers had like Nicki Minaj on them, Buffy the Body, like just random celebrities because it wasn't that high quality imaging that was available for everybody. Right. You know what I'm saying? Also, like the clubs only had that 1 or 2 cute bartenders. It wasn't like every single club had a whole team of baddies and servers. That shit is relatively new. You know what I'm saying? Very much so. Yep. So like, I was like, I'm gonna put together my own people that gonna be on the flyer. It's gonna be the real people. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm going around the club. I'm hollering at all the girls and shit like, yo, I want to put you on a flyer. I want to, you know what I'm saying, put you in the club. And they be like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They ain't hearing me and shit. So I remember like, man, I went on like Craigslist and found a photographer. And I was like, yo, I got these girls. I think they'll be a good look for you to shoot them. You know what I'm saying? We're going to throw an event, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he was with it. And, you know, so I end up like linking up. And I didn't even know the girls, bro. I had to wait until the club posted the pictures of like who was here the night before. And this is like Facebook era. So, you know what I'm saying? So they tagged them and shit. Okay. So now I'm hitting them up like, yo, I'm dude who was talking to you last night. Here go the photographer. You know, I convinced this person to do your makeup. Ooh, like it's all set up. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. Okay. So like they gave it a chance and like the pictures turned out fire. And then the photographer was like, yo, I don't, you know, it was a white guy who was like on some like just introverted type shit. He was like, man, but he really loved black women. He was like, man, I have a problem talking to black women, but I like shooting them. If you can bring in black women for my projects, then like I'll pay you a finder's fee and I'll let you direct the shoots and use the pictures that you need. Okay. So I was like, shit, that's a win-win. You know what I'm saying? So I started doing that. Then the models that I was working with, they friends started wanting to take pictures as well. Come on, so now they coming. Okay. So then I basically established Go Hard Modeling, where I was just managing the models. You know what I'm saying? And then like all other venues started to want to book us to be like the promo team for, you know, so I had like go-go dancers, I had bottle serving girls, I had street team, you know what I'm saying? So like we was just basically just hitting all the events and stuff like that because like it wasn't any other team of women like I say, like it was now, like it is now, I should say. So I was doing that and it just continued like to escalate and eventually like I was on one of the shoots and like I was like just playing with the camera. Okay. And by this time I had 3 or 4 different photographers I was working with, you know what I'm saying? I was playing with the camera. So real quick, you're still in Minnesota at this time? Yeah, still in Minnesota, yeah. And what year is this? So this is like 2009.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll just keep going. I'm trying for the people so they understand to keep the timeline going.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So we still doing this again. So this is before fucking Instagram.
Right.
This is you know, before that shit took off. This is when
Twitter was just
Twitter
starting.
was it, just starting. Yeah, but Facebook was it. That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
And MySpace was dwindling out.
Yep.
For
Facts.
sure.
And then like this is back when people was buying pictures in a club because like the best camera phone was probably like a Razor. Right. Like color phones had just came out, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you wasn't able to get high quality pictures on your phone.
That's
like you was still buying the prints on the airbrush backgrounds and shit like that.
Right,
you know
right.
So like
say that.
So goddamn it was like, and people don't realize, bro. This
on the
wasn't
airbrush.
This wasn't that long ago.
It really wasn't.
Like,
that's
real
funny.
Talk, you're talking about 10, 11 years ago.
Right.
Completely different industry. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like. Motherfucking like camera technology,
hilarious.
you know what I'm saying, wasn't there. So like that was why I was able to kind of get in. So like I say, I was providing, you know, the photos and like because the club didn't have everybody that was posting and tagging them, so they needed somebody to do that and stuff like that.
Right.
So like I said, I was on the set just playing with the photos, playing with the camera. And like literally, I thought I broke it. The camera got jammed or some shit. Like I put it down and like dipped, didn't tell nobody or nothing. So like they called me like, "Hey bro, you was using this camera?" And I'm like, yeah, you know what I owe you. You know what I'm saying? He like, "Nah, man, that's our backup. It always do that, but we want to use your shots." And I was like, "Shit, go ahead." You know what I'm saying? He's like, "Nah, we want to like use them. Like we think your shit was better than ones we got." And I was like, "Oh, that's what's up." He's like, "Man, how long you been doing this for?" I was like, "Man, I ain't no motherfucking cameraman." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do that, you know? And he like, "Man, bro," he just laughed at me like, "Man, you got a good eye." And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, you can make a lot of money." And I just thought like, yo, this dude got paid to be here today. And he finna turn in the work that I took.
Yeah.
And still get paid.
And still get paid.
And as I told you before, I don't like motherfuckers getting paid off of me. That's why I walked away from the other job.
Right.
So I was like, shit, if he can get paid off of me, I'm gonna get paid off of me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
So like I had called my cousin, and at the time my cousin was working at Paramount and SKG. He was editing for like Monsters Inc. I Love New York.
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean. And he was like, yo, if you can learn how to edit, bro, he like, I can guarantee you a job in this industry, you know? So like I hung up the phone and that was it. Like I was like, I guess I'm a photographer. You know what I'm saying? Nice. So I made it work, bro. So like I still ain't had no camera or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So,
hold on. We gotta give a clap to that, man. That is one of the best ways to become a photographer. Go ahead, man. That was fun. Go ahead.
Yeah. So like I still ain't had no camera or nothing, bro. So I was using like one of the girls, like, again, back in the day, like when girls go to the club, it was that one girl who was in charge of the camera. They used to have the camera on their wrist strap. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So I ended up getting one of my homegirls borrowing her camera, and that shit ain't had nothing but like flash or no flash. It wasn't no change the lens or nothing.
Right. No zoom.
T and W for zoom. And
yeah.
Like that was it. You know what I'm saying? So like I was taking pictures. I thought I was really on something, man. And I just started doing that. And then like eventually like I like, man, mind you, I'm still homeless at this time. Still like working my hustle. Still doing, you know what I'm saying, what I gotta do. And like I was just stacking my bread, you know, and then I basically was like I used to like donate plasma, bro. Like it was a real job. You know, and it was like I used to go in there like twice a week, like religiously. Like I know for a fact, and like if like everybody used to go to like the little hood spot that would give you like $20 or some shit. Like it was a spot that was like an hour and a half away that was giving you like 50 the first time and like 70 the second. So I'm like, shit, I'm homeless. I ain't got shit to do. I would take the bus over there, you know what I'm saying? Go there, donate. And like I donated enough, bro, and saved enough to go get my first Canon, you know what I'm saying, from the pawn shop.
That's
you know
wild,
what I'm saying?
Bro. That's dope.
So and then like after that, I like it was it. That's what it was. Like my first paid shoot was like 6 hours. I took the train downtown. I took the train like to the park. We went to like the fucking neighborhood where we were shooting in, like all this shit. I probably took out 1,000 photos, and like she gave me like $20, and I was just like, damn, like I would have took pictures of this girl for free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like she just paid me. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right. shit, I guess this shit gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just jumped into it, bro. And this is like King magazine era, Smooth magazine.
Yeah.
All those was pumping.
Yeah.
And so I just jumped in like to that urban industry and just kept like I stayed with it. And I pretty much shot like urban shit for like the first 5-6 years. And it's like I just got tired of fucking stones and like editing dimples on asses and, you know, shooting like the same stripper heels every day. Like it just, you know, it wasn't enough for me. So I started to like push into like different industries, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And like continue to work until like, I guess where I am now. And like you said, like my style, like if I was to name it, I call it like provocative, like beauty editorials.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
That's what I like title my work.
And I say, man, like just as I was going through your page, man, I scrolled and scrolled and scrolled and scrolled and scrolled. And one thing that I saw across the board was, again, your ability to have diversity. You know what I'm saying? You got the sensual, the sexual ones, but you also got the classy ones. And not to say that's not classy, but just not as sensual. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And like you said, you've got the provocative, more artsy ones. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely like if you go through, anybody that's watching this or listening to this, if you go through to his Instagram, which we're gonna have sprinkled later, you go through to his Instagram page and you go through the first 5 photos, right? Yeah. Or the first, let's say 5 photo shoots, 5 different photo shoots. And you're gonna have 5 different feels.
Nah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I love that. Where does that come from? Obviously, besides the not wanting to shoot the hood rat shit, but
yeah, I think really, man, just wanting to have something that's timeless, that ages well. Okay. Because a lot of my work that I did back in the day, like that shit is trash to me. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Like it's not something I could be proud of. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have any longevity. So like girls today hit me up like, I got a bikini, let's shoot on a white background, and you know, I just got my body did, I just got my tits did, and I'm just like, yeah, I mean, that don't do it for me. You know, I got 1 million followers. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather go shoot this girl with 100 followers that I found at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? That has a particular look, you know what I'm saying, that I feel like is marketable, you know? So for me, like, when I take photos now, it's like, what is this photo selling? If it's selling ass, I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But if we have a product where it's like, okay, we want to take some photos that would MAC use this to sell makeup? I bet you they would. You know what I'm saying? Would Estee Lauder use this for, you know, for their brand? Would this be something I could use for a hair product? Would Nike use these fitness photos? You know, like those are the things that I want to shoot. Like my goal is to shoot shit where the brand sees it and be like, did we authorize this? Did we set this
right,
up?
Was this art? Right.
Like, damn,
that's
we did
a fact.
We need to hire this dude. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
that's kind of what my trajectory is.
Okay.
And I look at like classic work. I look at shit that's in museums that was shot in like 1910 and 1920 before it was Photoshop, before you can take a picture and see it instantly. You know what I'm saying? So these people were artistic and creative enough to understand. I call it like reading the matrix. Like, so I can look through a lens and see the numbers and the levels, and I know exactly what the photo is going to be like. You know what I'm saying? So I take pride in doing that and being able to say to create something that's timeless where I can see this in a gallery. I can see someone using this as art. I can see this on T-shirts. I can see this on postcards. You know, licensing is where the real money is. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like if I do something for, and I love people to see my work. I want as many people to see it as possible. So like if I do something for, you know, a brand, I know that they're going to use it as a campaign for probably like the next 90 days.
Right.
If I shoot for this Instagram model, she's going to put it up and then she's on to the next shoot. You know what I'm saying? There's no longevity in it. And it's like when I do shit for Nike and White Castles and shit like that, I'm bringing the same energy, the same talent, the same equipment. So if they're able to, you know, spread it out and do something huge with it, then I expect the clients that I work with to at least attempt to do the same. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just how I shoot like that. Like I push a lot of people to like the next level. Like I even have to try to draw back sometimes. People hire me. And they be like, okay, I want to do a shoot. I be like, man, you should really get a professional makeup artist. And they be like, okay, I'm willing. Okay, let's bring in a stylist. Okay. And I'm like, okay, now what about your hair less? And then they be like, I'm probably going to have to wait. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll push them too far. And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Because again, this is still how I pay my bills.
Right.
So I try to push people as far towards beyond what they even thought was possible. You know what I'm saying? So people hit me up like, I want to do a hair shoot. I'm like, okay, what you got in mind? Me and my girl's going to wear a onesie and have my logo on the shirt. I said, have you ever seen any major hair company shoot something like that? Have you ever seen any major makeup line shoot Mac on a onesie with a bunch of girls? No.
Never.
We're not shooting that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to shoot that, you could. You go somewhere else.
Right.
But I don't want to shoot it because for me, that's taking 5-6 steps back. You know what I'm saying? The people that I'm trying to establish, they don't expect that from me. You know what I'm saying? They expect something bigger and something better. And if, like I say, I'm really shooting for myself, you know, I want to shoot shit that I could really be proud of. Like, a lot of stuff that I post on my page be like from 2012, 2014, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But it still looks like I shot it last week.
Yeah.
You know, I be going through archives and be like, I'm finna post this. Yeah. And they be like, damn, when you do this? I'm like, I don't even remember. You know
right.
But it still look good. Like,
somewhere
people
in the
would
teens.
tag me on like a Throwback Thursday. I'd be like, damn, that shit look good. I'm finna repost it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looked like what I'm shooting right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Yeah, I think I have a very identifiable, even if I'm shooting sports, fitness, or whatever, I feel like if you know me, you can identify my work and be like, damn, Polo must have shot that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So now I even took my logo off. When I first started, I used to have my logo on everything. And I thought about it like, damn, you don't see people logos and shit really on art or branding photos. You know what I'm saying? So I removed that, but people can still identify the style. You know what I'm saying? So
dope.
Yeah, man. You know, kind of piggybacking off of what Dre was saying, man, you know, you definitely have a very, I don't know how, it's very clean. I love your colors, the colors that you,
thank you.
That it just pops out at you. And I'm glad you said it, you know, it has like a timeless feel to it, right?
Yeah.
Because I think, you know, you even brought up a good point, you know, back in the day, there was no Photoshop. There was, and it was like, we got one shot. That's all we got.
Yep,
like, you know,
hey, straight up, that was it. And we gotta wait. We gotta wait to develop it and all that shit. Yeah, straight up. Hey, with the horse in front of the barn, he took it way back with the head inside the camera, like poof. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like straight up.
Yeah, man. You know, and I got to give you props for that because you know, a lot of photographers that you know are trying to do it, and you applaud, you know, okay, at least you're trying, you keep going, but man, you really found something, man. You really did. There's something really special about your photographs.
No, I appreciate that.
You know, from the black and whites to, I mean, when you say black and white, and I mean color from the black and white as well, like the shadows and stuff like that.
That's something I did because I
man.
found that like you said, my pictures are very vibrant. I love color, so that is something I did to create balance. So I started to post color, then black and white, and I realized that they complement each other. Next to each other, when I put this black and white next to the color, you can really understand a black and white. And then when I come back with a color photo, then it's like,
you understand the pop.
So it doesn't look oversaturated now. There's a balance in it. You know what I'm saying? So like that's something I did intentionally. Like, and so it be fucking me up sometimes because like I want to post. I'm like, damn, I ain't got no black and white picture ready yet. You know what I'm saying? Because so many people stray away from black and white. They be like, I don't really like that. And I be like, you crazy. This shit is sick. Like this is so dope to me. You know what I'm saying?
Or even anything grayscale.
I love shooting grayscale. I love how clean it is. I love that it allows you to focus on the form, and like on the textures and stuff in the picture instead of being, you know, over, you know, excited about the colors and stuff. Even when I edit, even if it's color or not, I make the photo black and white to edit. So I'm not distracted. I'm focusing on texture and I'm focusing on like the overall composition instead of like worried about color. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I just like, one day I was just like, I'm just post it. Like, cause I'm editing the black and white and I was like, this shit look good. I'm just gonna post it. And like, it started to get like good feedback. So like some of my like biggest photos are like black and white pictures that I wouldn't even expect. You know, I shot them in color, but I released them in black and white and like people just like gravitated towards it. And now people like try to book me for black and whites now. So I love that. Like it's super dope. And again, black and white I feel like is another timeless style of art.
Oh, it is,
you know,
for sure.
So,
for sure.
Like I think some of the best photographs are black and white, man. Because there's interesting, you know, the grays but then you have to pay attention to the shadows and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it creates like these interesting lines in the photos. You know, it almost gives it a 2D image, a 3D image.
For sure.
is the best way I can describe a black and white photo, right? Because it's just so fire, man. I'm glad that you do black and white photos because there's something really special about it, you know. But that's not taking anything away from the color.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because those are just as clean what you're doing.
Man, I appreciate that. I like that you said lines because, like, I'm a math geek. So if you look at my photos, there's geometry in every photo. Every single photo I have, I use symmetry or I have an offset in symmetry. I always put hidden triangles in the posing and the positioning. I put composition lines, rule of thirds. Like, I shoot everything like either symmetrical or purposely off balance. And I still use those like shapes and, you know, geometry and stuff like that.
That's dope.
In my pictures, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So that's something I even like on one of my photos I did, I even started like, I like went over it like handwriting, like obtuse triangle, right angle, acute triangle, just to show people, like, you know what I'm saying, like the stuff that I put in it. You know,
think people notice it, but don't notice it.
I
think
it's definitely subconscious for sure.
Subconscious, thank you, man, because I think everybody sees patterns, right? Our brains are meant to recognize patterns, and geometry, shapes, and you know, everything kind of comes into play, and then that's what makes the photo that much more exciting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Without them really realizing why it makes that.
I like to put little Easter eggs like they do in like game shows or TV shows when they be like I put like little hidden Easter eggs in like all my photos and stuff like that.
That's dope.
So if you're studying, you will see it, or you can see it connect to another shoot that I did, or you know, stuff like that. So
that's fire.
No, I love it.
I love it, bro. So how did you eventually make it from the Midwest, cold, freezing, snow, cold all the damn time?
Yeah,
this is always cold. That's why.
Hey, bro, it snowed like 2 days ago up there,
bro. But this is the thing. You and look, you know better than I do, because me and him both from Cali. Cali, Arizona is like we spent.
We in 50, Cali, Arizona right now.
We're in SoCal, Arizona.
Shit is like on a border.
We're in SoCal, Arizona. Yeah, we're in SoCal, Arizona. That's what we call it. It's because SoCal, Arizona. But and that's why everybody be so mad. You know what I'm saying? Want to fight because it's just cold all the time down there.
Nobody's smiling. Like, I gotta shovel this snow, scrape this ice out, warm my car up. Like,
that's a fact. Right. So what made you? What was it that brought you out eventually to Arizona? Because I know you said Vegas, you've got LA. So talk to us about that whole thing, man. Just coming out west, man. How'd that happen?
I think I outgrew it, and like, so I went through. I go through phases when it comes to my work. And I went through like a fashion phase, you know, and I was like, I started seeing all these fashion images with like beautiful scenery and backgrounds. And it was like, I was going back and forth to LA a lot. I was going to Vegas a lot. And it was kind of like, where can I go that will allow me to create on a broader spectrum? And just make sense. And it was like, shit, it was like Atlanta. If I was going to go there, I knew it was going to be like too urban, you know, Atlanta do the same shit. New York, expensive as hell.
Yes, it
still
is.
Cold.
Still cold. Right. You still shoveling snow. Still like mad.
Vegas was too transit. I felt like you're not really able to build a home base there.
Okay.
Because it's like so many people are passing through. Like, you're going to get people that come in town, but in terms of building consistently, people don't really see Vegas as a stable market.
Right.
It's like a circus act type of shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then LA, again, was like
expensive.
High as hell, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like, fuck it. Like, I looked at the map, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, fuck it, Arizona, you know? And like, literally, like, my first time coming to Arizona was the first time I moved in my apartment. I looked online, I did a virtual tour. I'm like, damn, you get all this for this amount? I'm like, fuck it. I sent my deposit, bro, and just came. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was it.
Hey, so we had our brother Dreddy Bravo on last week in that interview. It's out now for everybody that's watching. He's from Memphis. So I said, what brought you? He said, man, I was trying to make it LA. It was too expensive. So I just stopped in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? So that's funny that you say that. So yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So I just came here and it was like, in Minnesota, bro, I felt like I outgrew it, where it's like you only get about 60 days of summer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then it's limited. The diversity is limited. Minnesota, I feel like, is a real like segregated in a sense. Like they call it Minnesota nice, but it's kind of like that hidden subtle racism. It's the, hey, come over for dinner, and then when you leave, they throw the dishes away racism. You know what I'm saying? It's like that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like the black community fuck with the black community, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's my clients was limited to that.
Right.
And then the people there at the time were pretty much worried about being the best in Minnesota.
Gotcha.
You know, and I always had bigger dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't trying to be the best in Minnesota. I just want to be the best. You know, so people were satisfied. Like, oh, she did this, I'm going to outdo her. And I'm like, shit, I'm trying to outdo Tyra. I'm trying to outdo fucking Cindy Crawford and, you know, Beyonce. Like, that's the level that I'm trying to create at. I don't just want to be the best person on the block. You know what I'm saying? So coming out here, and it was like, so again, in terms of creating, even the studios there are all like retro, olden style studios with that old ass furniture and shit like that. You know, the shit that you like found in your grandma's house.
Yeah,
you know
shit that go like that.
Exactly. So
it's all wavy in the back and shit.
Yeah. So that's all it was. And then it was like coming out here, it was like, you got cactus, you got palm trees, you got mountains, you got deserts. You like every fucking house looks like a resort, you know, on an Airbnb.
Yeah,
I could get a house that look like Tulum. I can get a house that looks like fucking high-end penthouse in New York or something. And it's like, it's so affordable because it's oversaturated with that, that everybody is trying to hold themselves to that high-end luxury level, you know, and it's just like, and it's more relaxed and people are like cool here. Don't get me wrong, it might be like some, you know, undercover hating and subtleties here, but for the most part, like, I had to re-educate myself that I was in places I was supposed to be, because I'm so used to like that Midwest when like you go in the store and it's like, can I help you? And it's more so, can I help you? Because we want to make sure you're not stealing. Right. Whereas here it's like, can I help you? No, let me get that for you. I can get that in your size. And I'm like, oh shit, like,
that's true.
Okay, well fuck, go get it there. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah.
So it was a difference. It was like, and because of that, like, I got hella Hispanics. They're like, yo, let's work. I got, you know, Caucasians, let's work. Ethiopians, Somalians, like, everybody is like receptive to working with the black guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm just like, damn, I'm not used to that. Like,
so what year was this?
I got out here January of 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So I built my career in terms of photography and everything in Minnesota. And then it was like, okay, let me take it on the road. You know, and like for the first couple of years, I was always traveling back and forth. So like even in Arizona, when I moved out here, I had enough clientele built up that I was still booked up for like the first year and a half. Okay. And then it was like, okay, after that kind of died down, it's like, okay, damn, now I got to start establishing myself here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I had to learn because I came out here because of the scenery and I was into fashion, but I lost the fashion because of the heat. So you don't get the layering up. You don't get the shawl and the big gowns and all of that.
Yeah.
Even in terms of like me being from Chicago, like, we used to love a girl with a fresh wrap, you know, just hair pressed out, bouncy. You don't get that out here. You get all protective hairstyles, so braids and wigs and shit like that. Yeah. So it's like now I had to adapt in terms of what I was shooting. Look. Yeah, because like I got the scenery, but none of the look. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, I lost the fashion. I ain't think about that. You know what I'm saying? So then I started to create it myself.
Look, what you wouldn't know until you go through a summer in Arizona.
Yeah.
Like, you hear about it, but you go through it and you're like, oh, it's $118 for real.
Yeah.
For real.
No, by 9 a.m.
By 9.
Yeah. It's hot as shit.
And fuck you in the fields like shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you in the fields like the weather says 118 feels like 121. It's motherfucking 121.
Yeah. Right. And you like, it's not even noon yet.
Right.
Like, if you leave for work at fucking 6 a.m., it's like 85 already. By the time you go on your first break, it's 115. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have like 2 different fucking outfits. You know
easy work.
Like,
3.
Yeah, 3.
You know what I'm saying?
If you leave earlier than that, if it's black outside, it might be 60 degrees. An hour and a half later, it's 85. An hour and a half later, it's 105.
Yes.
And then about 4 o'clock, it's just hell,
death,
flame, death. You know what I'm saying? Like when I seen a street sign melting,
man,
the fucking words were dripping off of the street sign. I said, get the fuck out of here.
When you driving and you think that's water, on the street, No, them heat waves.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. That threw me off. And like me coming from opposite, like I remember the day I moved out here, bro. Like me and my lady, we drove and we went through like Colorado and we went through like New Mexico, just a sightseeing route. Yeah. And like we driving, and I remember like getting to like Fountain Hills or whatever.
Right.
And I just heard something go boom, and I'm looking through the rear view. It was a fucking iceberg that just fell off. You know what I'm saying? Like we took snow all the way here, and like soon as that shit fell off, within 5 minutes, it was like, yo, turn the AC on. Like we starting to sweat.
Yeah.
The closer we come down that hill, the hotter it got, bro. It was like, damn, this shit is for real.
Yeah.
You know, so like again, you don't. And it was like in Minnesota, like I remember one year where school was canceled because from winter break until like the middle of February, the high was 0. You know what I'm saying?
Wild.
And like with the wind chill, it was like -30.
That's
so
wild.
you can crack an egg and it will freeze instantly on the ground. You could throw a hot cup of coffee in the air and it will disintegrate before it even hit the ground. So I went from that to crack an egg and it's cooked.
Right. You add some bacon to that motherfucker.
Like instantly.
Add some bacon to that motherfucker. Yeah, full breakfast.
So
5 minutes
I'm
out
like,
the street.
damn, this is like complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? So like. It was just like, man, it was an adjustment. But like me being from Chicago, like I say, man, I'm one of them like, we gonna make it happen. We gonna grind. We gonna figure it out. So me coming out here, it was pissing me off that I was reaching out to people in talent and it was like, oh, it's hot today. And I'm like, you from here. You've been here your whole life. Like, how is you still complaining? Like, let's get the job done. You know what I'm saying? So like it was like frustrating at first, and then I just figured out like, okay, you gotta start shooting at 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Super late.
Yeah, super late, you know. But that shit blow me too, because I feel like because of that, because people don't wanna inconvenience themselves for the sake of art, everybody shit look the same. It's so easy to get a golden hour photo shoot. And that shit is whack to me. Yeah. Like all the models, they just want to take a golden hour sunset with their bikini, and like it's overrated. You know what I'm saying? Like let's do something different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Besides that, but I think people just kind of go with, you know, what's easy.
Yeah. For
and
sure.
What's trendy, and the way the world is set up, they reward you for not being original. TikTok is a reward system for lack of originality. Yeah. If you can do this to this sound like they did it, we're going to push you and make you go viral. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if I go up there and I put up something on my own, it ain't going to be viral until 10 more people do it.
You know, I forget what I was watching, but they said, I want to say it was like Breakfast Club, something like that. It was an interview, and I forget who was on it, maybe Tony Baker, something like that. Where they basically said that, like, if you create something, you will get less views and likes than the person that literally took your video, your sound, and created a whole new video to it. Yep. And then they're the ones that's getting, and you can't even, by the time it goes viral, you can't even find the original sound. Nah, it's gone.
Nope. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, it's fucked up, man. But I tell people like, that's like, I don't like to create sideways. So I don't look at what Beyonce just did or what, you know, fucking some Cardi B just did. I'm looking at shit from the 1920s, 30s, or for me, it either has to be historic, and we can recreate something historic, like Janet Jackson, Janet Jackson Rolling Stone cover when her boobs being covered, or Marilyn Monroe walking over the steam with the dress blowing up. Yep. Like I like to recreate iconic stuff, you know what I'm saying, or create something totally original. But I don't like to do shit that was just did last week. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't my thing,
Respect.
man. Yeah.
That's fire, man.
Well, talk to us of how you made the transition from, I know you're still doing photography, but doing shooting videos.
Yeah, so, like, I was shooting videos in Minnesota, too. Like, I started shooting, like, videos, but I fell back because, like, again, the type of music was, like, a bunch of dudes jumping around, pointing guns at the camera and shit. I just got tired of that, like going to work, like, I'm gonna have some guns pointing at me today. You know what I'm saying? So like, and like people who are irresponsible, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't have gun education, you know? Right. Not only that, but like most of these people are felons and shit. They not even supposed to legally have guns. So now we gotta watch out for the police. I gotta watch out for y'all doing stupid shit with the guns. Right. Then I gotta watch out for who y'all might be into it with, because y'all into it with everybody, but y'all motherfuckers online talking some, yo, we shooting a video on 5th Street today. Pull up. Like, that's nigga, ain't you into it with like 50 people? Right. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was just so much that was going on, you know? And again, it wasn't like no originality. It wasn't no creativity with it and shit, man. So I just was like, it kind of like blew me, you know. And again, that's what made me make the transition to like shooting like photography, more fashion style photography. And like even that was hard, bro. But I tell people, man, anything worth having is worth sacrifice.
That's
like,
a fact.
When I was shooting urban shit, I would go city to city. And I would like shoot an entire strip club, like the strip club, every dance of the DJ. I would shoot the decoration of the club, the booths, and like their whole website. Then I get on the road and go do it again and again. And it was like, it was good money, but I was getting bored. So then I started saying like, yo, why don't you put this dress on? Why don't you do this? And now the girl's like, for what? Like, I'm trying to get niggas to come make it rain. Like, I ain't trying to put on no dress.
Right.
Or like, damn, you only go take pictures of my face? Like, yeah, I want to do some headshots. Like, I don't know. So because of that, my business started dropping, you know. Right. And it was one of those things where it's like, damn, I'm used to getting hundreds of likes, thousands of likes. And now I'm getting like 10, you know. And it's like, then I'll be like, oh, I get nervous and I post an ass shot. Now I'm back at 1,000 again. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And it was like, I had to get off that hamster wheel. You know what I'm saying? I had to stop letting people control what I felt was good or box me in. You know, so I was willing to sacrifice and say, yo, fuck the likes. I'm going to do this because I want to do it, because I know that if you're not liking it, it's just because the people who I need to be aware of me are not aware of me yet.
That's a fact.
It's not because it's not good. It's just that, it's like I tell people, it's like going to a club. If you go to a club, you came to hear hip hop music. Now, if you go there and they playing country, you like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I ain't come here for this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So if people would follow me because I was posting big asses and shit like that, that's what they was following me for. So now that I'm posting maternity pictures and kids and headshots, they ain't got no reason to come to this nightclub no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So they fell back. And because of that, financially, with this, like, since day one, like, every time I took a picture, it was to feed myself my next meal, pay for my next bus ride on the bus, like everything. So I never went through the phase of shooting just to shoot. It was always like, this is it. Like, this is how I'm surviving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like when I decided to change my genre, I was struggling.
Yeah.
Like, this shit hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, I went from, like I said, shooting 30 girls a week to shooting one, two, maybe sometimes none. You know what I'm saying? And like, it was like, damn, but I stuck with it, and it started to build. Then the people who needed to see my work started to see it, and they started to reach out. And like, it's one of those things where you have to show people it's not an accident. Because if you do something once, they be like, okay, it's cool. But you got to show them you could do it in a row before they believe you.
I love that.
So like when I post a fashion photo shoot, it was kind of like, oh, maybe he's just trying something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's experimenting.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was like, okay, now where the ass is at? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or the people in the fashion industry wasn't willing to give me that job because they was like, oh, he hasn't proved. It was just probably something he just did. That might have been a model idea. You know what I'm saying? So I had to consistently prove, like, no, this is me. This is me pushing this. This is me wanting to take it to this level before they decided to like open the door. And even now, I still like feel like I'm not all the way accepted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still feel like it's that higher tier of like fashion that still ain't like really fucking with me yet.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think that is?
I think because like I'm my own biggest critic. So I think that when it comes to certain genres, they have prerequisites that's required for that genre.
Okay.
So it's like, if I'm like right now, I'm just getting to the point where I'll just say fuck it and I'll invest all my money into doing it the right way. But before, I was trying to pull clients to get to that level. Okay. So like, a client was doing a makeup shoot, I'm trying to pull her to do something that looks like Mac, but she might like big boxy eyebrows. Okay. She might like fucking a bogus sew-in or whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Whereas I'm going to shoot it similar to what Mac would do, but it's not a model that Mac will use. It's not the makeup style that Mac will use. It's not the setting and stuff that Mac will use. So because of that, it's not going to fit with them. It's going to be my version of something, or me creatively doing something. So it has to get to the point where I have to learn, am I doing this for myself or am I doing it specifically for that genre? Okay. So, because if I'm doing it for that genre, I need to have a model who Mac would have casted, a stylist they would have casted. She need to have her, wardrobe, something that they would have approved of. Right. And like, I can't do a you know, a Vogue style shoot with this girl who had a BBL. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's not going to fit. Even if the hair, makeup, the posing, the photography, and everything is on point, they're going to overlook it because it's not the person that they would have used to represent their brand. Okay. So now that's where I'm at. Now it's like I have to see a person and understand, like, because at first I'll be so excited to work. I have an idea, and it was like, who got time today? Who ready? Who want to shoot this? And I'll just shoot as best as I could who was available. But now it's like, okay, I'm casting for this. I'm looking for this particular person that's going to fit this concept, that's going to allow this concept to hit home with the people I really want to hit home with.
Exactly.
You know,
okay,
and then when I decide to, like, say fuck you to the industry, and I decide that I'm going to use a BBL style model for this shoot, I have to know that I'm doing it for myself, and I know I'm doing it as a creative expression. I'm not doing it with the expectation that they're going to use it or they're going to congratulate me, because I know they're not. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
Well, I appreciate that, though, man. Thank you for being original. You know what I'm saying?
I
think there's a lot of people out there, for lack of a better word, that are copycats. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They just copy everything. You know, so you know, you're not that way. You do your own thing. You do it the way you think it should be done. Sometimes that road can be a little bit tough and hard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For people to catch eye onto something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But trust me, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? It's fire, man. And yeah, man. Fuck all those haters out there. You know what I'm saying?
Say that.
You know, I'm serious.
Say that.
Man. Yeah. You know, hate on everything because you're not going to fit into a box that they want you to.
That's where I'm at. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, man, you should be doing it like this because everybody else, every 1,000 other photographers are doing it like that. No, fuck that shit. You know?
For sure.
That's shit's stupid.
You
know what I'm saying?
And for as many haters as you have some appreciators because you are a 3-time photographer of the year.
Yeah. So
let's talk about
and videographer of the year too.
And videographer of the year. Okay.
I want to say like 2012. I won photographer of the year, videographer of the year, and music video of the year.
Okay, so talk to us about that because we got to go back in time a little bit. But go talk to us about that.
And that was like back when I was like,
this would have been in Minnesota, correct?
Minnesota, yeah. So shout out to Trilla. Trilla the Prince was like the first artist that I kind of like decided to do like artist management with. And again, like I was in Minnesota, I didn't know nobody, and like this dude goes on stage, he got the Michael Jackson glove on. And like I'm talking about every girl in the club is singing this man's song word for word, like it was some Keith Sweat type shit. Okay, and I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? And why do they know these lyrics? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know who this dude is. You know,
that's funny.
So he left the club. I'm like, hey, bro, you talented, bro. Like, let's work. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, man, let's work. And you know, he gave me a shot, and like I started doing all his photos, his album covers, his music videos, like booking him for shows, like with the brand that I was able to help him establish. Like he was probably one of the first artists that was getting paid to show up in his own city to be at the club.
That's fire.
Like we was getting a percentage of the door. Like he was, and like it started with him being like the last song of the night, R&B song was always his song.
Okay.
At every club we was fucking with, they play his song. And then once I got to the music video level, like they put the projectors in, the screens in, and his video was the last song of the night.
That's
you know what
dope.
I'm saying? So,
that's dope.
Like it was growing. But then like, you know, we in Minnesota, so then they starting to hate on the hip hop clubs and you know, just shit started like we used to have to go to meetings and like they had undercover people in the clubs and we would like get these big ass like fucking binders with like potential violations like every week. And it was like, it'd be pictures of like blunt guts in the urinal. And they're like, they're breaking down blunt guts. You guys are authorizing smoking. And you know what I'm saying? It was like shit that we ain't got no control over, bro.
Okay.
Like one time we showed up and they had like a police searchlight outside aimed at the door. Like blinding motherfuckers in line. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like people didn't want to, you know, take part in that shit, man. And and like I was doing that with him. But at the same time, because of the brand I had, like other promoters were partnering with me and doing shows and shit like that. We was bringing people like, I remember like when Racks on Racks came out, like we was in Atlanta and bumped into Future and Strokers. Okay. And like fucking brought them to Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? Like first people to bring Future up there. Like, you know, we was doing like, fucking, what's the people name? damn, the group of guys, and they had to Make It Rain. They was like the first Migos. Damn, I can't think of their name right now. That's gonna kill me. Roscoe Dash and all them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So back then we was like bringing them artists and fucking T-Lace, and when Lil Scrappy was popping and all that.
Okay.
And like I remember like I was doing a promotion. I was having the girls do the flyers. I was like selling the printout pictures, and like it was like it's on the airbrush backgrounds. And I remember shows where I made like $3,500 just selling printing pictures out on the spot.
That's
what I'm saying? Like just to the point where we ran out of envelopes. Like, and like I say, y'all might not know because y'all probably younger listening, but like them pictures that be on your mama's dresser with the booklet, like you know what I'm saying? We used to run out of envelopes, and I was just handing people Polaroids like $20 a pop. Back then, all the players and the ballers, like a girl walk past, let me get a picture with you. Because again, it wasn't it wasn't that, iPhone and shit like that.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So, like, they was really spending that money to remember them moments. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, I was, like, doing that, and, like, it was just, I learned about, like, promotion and marketing. And the thing that I didn't like about it was too many variables that wasn't in your hands. So like there's been times we did everything right, booked the artist, paid for the club, ran radio ad, had 10,000 flyers, street team posters, everything. And the artist got locked up before the show. You know what I'm saying? Or one time it's like, man, I think Jeezy was charging like 160,000 or some shit back then. This is when like I put on for my city first came out. Yeah. Like did everything right. And then somebody got shot at the club the night before. And the club was shut down.
Had to close down the club.
Yeah. So it's like, you just lost. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I was like, man, with this photography shit, I can make money every day. I don't have to try to hustle for 4 to 6 weeks to throw a show and hope everything line up.
Right.
And even if everything line up, it might be a fucking blizzard because we in Minnesota.
Right.
So now people don't want to come out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like that was kind of like the things that I didn't like. I didn't like having the lack of control. So like I took what I knew from events and management, and I just kind of like continued to bundle like all the skills and stuff I had, you know what I'm saying? Until like fast forward today, now I'm like doing it again, you know what I'm saying? Like, so now I'm working as the A&R for this label Written in Stone. I'm working as the manager for TJ Too Cool. I'm also shooting the videos, doing creative direction and all of that. We just dropped a video with him Friday night at midnight, and I mean, what's today? Saturday? Yeah. So today it's at like 11,000 views already.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
So like, people are responding well to it. And then like in the morning we finna shoot to Mexico to shoot another video for him. Called Same Old Same Old. It's a hot track with like him singing to it like his girl.
Okay.
Like, it's again, man. I'm expecting a even huger, you know what I'm saying, response from it, man.
Yeah, so, that sounds dope. So I gotta ask you a question, man. One gotta go. Okay? One gotta go. I'm gonna give you a list of things.
Let me take
yeah.
Take it right.
In fact, I think everybody gotta take a sip time real quick.
Okay. One gotta go.
One gotta go. Photographer edition. I'll give you 5 things. Good camera, lenses, location, lighting, and I mean not natural lighting, artificial lighting, right? Or models. One gotta go. Okay. You can live with the other 4, but one you gotta go.
I mean, I can get rid of like 2. I can get rid of the good camera and like the good lenses. Shit, I could even, for sure. I get like, cause I got stuff low key on my page that I shot on my iPhone, like music videos and shit that people would never even know. You know what I'm saying? People don't know this, but Apple shoots their commercial every year. The first commercial they put out, they shoot it with the iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like I say, I'm big on historic work. And like I say, in 1920, it wasn't no Photoshop. It wasn't no advanced cameras.
That's a fact.
And those are still some of the most classic, iconic photos. Okay. So like I can get rid of those easy. Location, I couldn't get rid of because like, again, I would go crazy just shooting inside of a box, trying to recreate this white screen every day.
Yeah.
Right.
And I love like real locations. Like coming from Minnesota, people like, can you Photoshop me on the beach? And I'm like, why we just can't go to the beach?
Right, yeah, just go to the beach. Right.
Yeah. So like I love my locations. Like that's one of the reasons I came to Arizona. Models, I think because like I think my gift is to showcase the beauty of other people.
Okay.
And the talent of other people. So like if I don't have like a subject in front of me, I feel like I can't really showcase what I want to showcase.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I would have to keep them. I'm not really big on like, well, I am. I'm super big on like technical shit, cameras and lenses. But again, I know how to make it work without it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Dope.
I thought you were going to say artificial lighting.
Lighting is everything. Lighting is everything.
See, that's what I told you.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like,
Yeah,
what did I
if we turn the lights off up in here, nobody's watching this shit.
No,
you know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
We gonna be shadows in here.
No, we
you know
used to
what I'm
have a
saying?
yellow light up in here too. Yeah, no, lighting is everything.
Yeah, lighting will take your shit to a high quality level. I say it's one of the biggest things because lighting connects to clarity, and clarity connects to trust. When people see something that's clear and that's of high quality, then they trust your brand. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you go down the aisle and you see 2 cans of beans and one of them got the label ripped off and it got a dent in it, in your mind, something's wrong with the beans on the inside.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it might not be nothing wrong with it.
No, it
You know
might
what I'm
be
saying?
flight.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But visually, you like that's what builds trust. That's why people put so much into their marketing, because before a person meets you, tests your product, or buys it, they see how it looks.
Yep.
And that's
a
what
fact.
makes them say, you know what? I'm willing to buy this product. Now, they might buy it and it might be shit, but you got them off the look. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah.
Dope.
No.
One more thing, being from Chicago, is there any Chicago spot that you know of, whether pizza or whatever, that's fire that we need to check out? Because we foodies and we trying to figure out
what you want, like pizza? Or
what is just
Shit,
is there a Chicago style spot that we need to run to get some, either pizza or the Chicago style dogs or whatever?
Oh man, so yeah, like if you're looking for like hot dogs and shit like that, you can go to like Red Hots or Johnny's. Like it's a hot dog stand that's probably like the size of a lemonade stand.
Okay.
And literally they sell out like every day.
Okay.
They so good that they only open from like 12 to 2.
Oh,
you know what I'm
shit.
saying?
Okay.
Like you gotta get there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you like into like, let's say, you ever had turkey tips before?
What is it?
Turkey tips.
No.
So instead of rib tips, there's like turkey version, like turkey tips. So
This is a Chicago
yeah,
thing?
so it's called, you gotta go to I-57 and get some turkey tips. Like,
It's out here?
hell no. You gotta be in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. So I-57, turkey tips is something that's super fire. Of course, everybody try to replicate the Mal sauce. You gotta go to get the real one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You gotta go to Chicago, hit the real Harold's, check out the Mal sauce.
Is there anywhere in Arizona that's got the Chicago style food that we need to pull up on a random
Unless
Thursday?
you're going to
Have you
somebody,
found anything?
unless you're going to somebody's house,
That's
you know
it?
what I'm saying?
That's it, yeah.
Somebody's house that's cooking or something like that. I haven't, but I'm well. Let me give this. I got to put an asterisk on it that I have been vegan for like the last 6 years. But
Okay.
I'm still a foodie. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I still know good food. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But like I haven't seen anything that, and like my girl still eats and like my people still eat. And it's like, we out here, we going to like fucking Mexican or sit down restaurants and shit. We not finna just pull up at like a burger spot like this got the 5 burgers.
Right.
You not really
Hey.
fucking with it.
And you vegan, so not that I feel bad for you because I understand your decision. I feel bad for you because Paradise Valley Burgers, if you've never been,
Nah, damn.
take the lady, take whoever, you know what I'm saying?
Their opinion, see what
Go
they say.
to Paradise Valley Burgers.
best
It's
burger
the
Yeah.
fire.
Hey,
Best
shout
burger
out to
spot.
Paradise. We need a vegan burger.
I think they might have one,
They
bro.
pumping you on the show. You need to send a box of
They
burgers
do,
to,
right? I
to
know,
the gray
I know.
To the gray space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need that.
We need that. We need that sponsorship for sure, man. So what's next for Polo Gibson, man? What's next for you?
Man, really, I'm just focused on like creating, continue to create, man, and like create at a higher level. I got a couple like films that I'm trying to work on, trying to put out there. I did the editing and the post-production for a film called Circles. It was made by Shatifa Carter and S. Carter Productions.
Okay.
They're on Amazon right now. They got like 20 million downloads.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like I heard of it.
Like Shaq reposted it.
It's called. You said it's called Circles.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen it.
I've seen this too.
Okay, go ahead.
So I worked on that. Like I work on a lot of shit, man. Yeah,
we got to clap it up for you.
Yeah,
Keep
so
going,
like
man.
I don't be putting my name on everything, but as long as my name on the check, you know
That's
what I'm
a
saying?
fact.
Right.
Like
That's a
I
fact.
don't mind. So I'll throw on the ABC shirt. I'll put on the S. Carter shirt.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying? Just make sure you spell my name right on that deposit.
That's
You know
it.
what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
But yeah, so they got the box. They just finished filming the box, which is kind of like I don't know if people are familiar with like this movie called like Twas. It used to come on BET like every day or something like that. One of them like Black Love, like triangle love, triangle type of
somebody cheating on somebody. Got you.
So they
I
just
got you.
filmed something a little bit similar called The Box, but with a dope twist on it. So I'm trying to get out there to Atlanta to put my final touch on it.
Okay.
But like I said, I do a lot of shit behind the scenes, man. But I think like my biggest thing is to really tell my stories now.
Okay.
So like the things that I've experienced and the things I witnessed, and like that I've seen like firsthand. That like if I told people, they'd be like, "You're lying. Like ain't no way that happened." You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like I wanna showcase that, man, and start putting them out there. So I'm gonna be doing like some horror movies. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I got like a proof of concept on my YouTube called Him, about this creep like stalker neighbor who like stalks this girl who moves in and like abducts her on some people under the stairs type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I started working on that. I started working on like this urban version of like 24.
Okay.
Where it's like this dude, like he wakes up disoriented and it's a cell phone, and like on the back of the cell phone is like a picture of his daughter taped to it, and like he just got to do what the person on the phone says.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
In order to try to get his daughter back. You know what I'm
that
saying?
sounds fire.
So
like a thriller. I like that. Okay.
So and with that, I want to do it as like a web series first, where I just drop episodes. You know what I'm saying? Upload different parts of it online.
Okay.
And like just like 24, every time you think it's over, like some shit happened at the end. And he's like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm working on something like that. I'm doing
I'm just checking my calendar to let you know when I'm available to shoot.
Oh, okay, for sure. Come on through, man. Yeah, I need
to be
people,
one of the
bro.
actors in there.
I need
go ahead,
people,
go.
man.
You keep talking. I'm just gonna check my calendar.
I'm doing an urban version of Drunk History, where I get drunk cats from the hood to tell stories of shit that happened.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, you know, so I'm working on that.
You catch me on a Sunday night, man. I'll tell you something.
Yeah, so it's going to be so crazy because you know how, like, especially us from Chicago, we hella animated. And I don't know if you've seen, like, Drunk History before, but the person tells the story and then they have real actors reenact it.
Right.
But when they fuck up, the person who acting fuck up too, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they be like, no, it didn't happen like that. So then it rewind, you know what I'm saying? So
I've never seen that. That's
you gotta
dope.
check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have it. You know, people get drunk and tell hood stories. People be lying. Oh, you lying? It wasn't that. It was 20 girls. It wasn't 10. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden, like, boop, 10 more girls
Got
pop up.
you. That's
know what
dope.
I'm saying? Like,
That's dope.
I'm working on that, man. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of shit that like I just want to be able to like tell stories, and I feel like I put that in my photographs, but there's so many hidden things about it. And like people are dumb, you know what I'm saying? They only see what they see, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you need to like spoon feed them sometimes.
You do.
And that's what like a movie allows you to do.
Yep.
Where you can add audio, you can add more scenes to it, where they can look at this one photo and be like, oh, this is a cute girl. But they don't understand like, oh, damn, this is a replication of like Malcolm X and this, and you know what I'm saying? I could see like the different aspects of it, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I want to do, like really like push that. And like me going back to, I say going back, but because I left like music videos and managing artists, but me going back to that is just me like a way to polish, you know what I'm saying, what I want to do on a bigger scale. So just shooting videos and like getting those like elaborate Hype Williams style treatments out there, and just preparing to you know, be on some like Dame Dash shit, Paid in Full. So like I might do a movie with the label, you know what I'm saying, like similar to like Paid in Full, like just telling the story of the owner and like the shit he been through, and you know what I'm saying.
That'd be dope.
Like, yeah. So
Nice. So where can people follow you? All that kind of good stuff.
Oh man, you can find me on Instagram at polo.gibson. Don't send me no message trying to shoot. Click that link in the bio. Everything is up there. You can see my availability. You can see my rates. It'll tell you how long a session takes, what I expect from you. You know what I'm saying? What you should expect from me. And then if all that's not clear, then you can message me. You know what I'm saying? But do your due diligence, research, figure out what it is that is expected, because I'm not one of them, hey, let's shoot type of people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you don't have 5 to 10 minutes to fill out a questionnaire, then you're not the type of client I want anyway.
Say that.
So
say that. Well, Polo Gibson, man, appreciate you, brother. I'm really glad we finally able to link.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time coming, man. I'm terrible. I'm one of the people that like hate people to make me wait, but I be like late sometimes. But I try my best not to, man. But I definitely appreciate you all working with me and just giving me the opportunity to come in and being patient. I hope I share some stuff with the people and with you all that's adds value. You know what I'm saying, to their life.
Sure.
And yeah, man, I appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, man. Well, we'll be staying in contact with this brother here for sure.
Yeah, we got to get y'all in one of these films or something.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? I took like one year of drama class. You feel?
Okay, yeah. That's all you got to do. You take 1 year, you like, I'm an expert. Like, yeah, I did drama class. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
For sure, man.
Thank you so much, man, for coming on the show. We
man,
really
I appreciate it, man.
Anyways, you guys stay safe. You guys stay positive out there.
And as always, this is The Gray Space. Peace.